Warning, this podcast contains brains.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there was 0 brains in this episode.
There was brains.
Well, I guess there was 1. Hello everyone and welcome back to the iZombie podcast from ASOTVpodcast. Season 2, Episode 1, Grumpy Old Liv. I'm your host Dom, with me my co-host Nikki.
Hi.
And my co-host Cam.
Oh, hi.
It's in the wrong place.
Oh, it is in the wrong place. What's it doing over there?
I don't know.
That's a weird spot for it.
I just...
So,
okay, there we go.
Yeah. That's kind of weird. It's there.
Anyway, she
so...
made brains into meatballs,
Am I putting
so they were
myself?
brains.
What?
She made the brains that she ate into meatballs and had spaghettis.
Yes, no, I realized that. I realized that after I said it. So,
and I made a note, Mom's brain spaghetti.
Ooh.
Brain
It's
spaghetti.
ready.
Yeah.
There's spaghetti on his spaghetti already. The whole crowd goes spaghetti. Anyway, so we're back, and the show really wasn't on break for very long now, was it?
No.
Nope.
Which made me kind of not happy. I wanted another spring show.
Mm.
And they're like, no, let's put it in fall because, you know, it's spooky scary and there's Halloween in the fall. So that makes sense, right?
It's zombies and Halloween. Yeah, let's
Yeah. Let's do that. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, the first season did so well that they wanted to bump it up to what is considered primetime television, and that is the fall.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
that is the good news. The good news is it is going to have a bigger budget and everything this time around. You know, it's got I think a couple more episodes for us this time around too.
Thought it was only 13, just
Is
like
it
last
13?
season.
I thought they added 2 or 3 or whatever. I thought it was 16. I'm not sure.
Maybe it is 16.
Yeah. I will look into that. But what do you guys think of this episode?
It was entertaining. I loved seeing Grumpy Old Liv. That was so great.
I did love seeing her being an ass. It was fun.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut you off, but yes, the CW ordered 5 additional scripts, potentially increasing the season to 18 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
I like shorter seasons. It just seems like the shows seem to flow better and there's more story and there's less filler.
Yeah, it definitely felt like the 12 or 13 that it was last season were perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we only got like 1 or 2 semi-filler.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's a worry with 18 episodes. Are we going to be seeing more filler episodes? Or is there enough? Because now we're getting into more baddies, if you want to put it. It would seem that there's going to be some other things going on around.
Yeah, there's definitely there's multiple storylines going on, and they're just from the different villain aspects.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then of course there's the main story with Liv and her daily life. But then,
Right. Yeah, I mean, when this show throws filler episodes at us, it's not really filler at the same time because the show started out as like a crime scene show.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything else that happened was, even though it was an overarching story, it was kind of subplot. So I look at this show as a crime show with something going on in the background that is more important to the story, but it's still a crime show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always felt like the filler episodes also had a really good, when you're focusing more on what Liv's doing with the whole brain eating and what she's got going on in her head, was really interesting. They tried to really
comical.
Get it.
Yeah.
Very comical.
I mean, this brain that she ate was hysterical.
I mean,
It's the get off my lawn brain.
Yeah.
it is, and Clive he didn't know how to deal with her.
Well, she
got up
was
and walked
racist and she was mean.
You're one of the good ones.
Yeah. It's like, oh.
And he
I'm
just
gonna go pretend I didn't hear that.
Yep. His
Yeah.
face. It was just priceless. I couldn't
I
help it.
almost wish he wouldn't have stopped her when she was about to turn around and go off on that dude that was hitting on her.
Mr. Gold Chain.
Yeah.
That would have been
Yeah.
great. That would have been great. So, I mean, this episode jumped right into where we left off, and Liv was in the hospital. I mean, it wasn't immediately.
3 months
but,
afterwards.
But it was 3 months, but it
Yeah.
was still, it still picked up in the hospital. Right? So, she didn't give her brother the blood. Her family doesn't understand. And her brother won't even talk to her now. Did she make the right decision?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
she doesn't want to make her brother a zombie, so that's the right decision. Being what she is, she's gonna have to take some, downfalls because she doesn't want to spread this disease, this curse. She wants to, prevent it from going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like the first step.
Yeah.
But
Plus,
could
her
have
brother's
she-
kind of like young, and he's gonna want to have the little happy times after he feels better.
Happy times?
Happy time.
Happy times.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder if she couldn't have, made up some. But at the same time, you're right. If she's in hospital, she's like, "Oh, I got some weird, crazy disease." Like, well,
Yeah.
maybe the doctors could help you or something. But she was right. The moment they started to try to take her blood pressure or any of the stuff to try to take blood from her, they would have known something was wrong. Like,
Yep.
immediately. Like, your heart's not exactly beating.
Why are you still walking around? You should be unconscious on the floor, but you're not. This is bad, or this is weird.
Yeah,
We need to cut you up into a million pieces.
right. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it just makes things rough because her mom's like, "Are you on drugs?" And that's the second instant go-to question. And
So mom's always good. Like, are you...
yeah,
Because obviously she's been worried from the beginning because she upped her entire life and changed everything. So
Yeah.
her mother's been wanting to know what's been going on for a while. So a mom is immediately going to try to rationalize what's going on. So it's easy just to go to drugs. Drugs are easy. That's an easy just to go to. You're on drugs.
Yep.
You're having sex or some weird any of those like you're having sex drug binges.
Yeah,
Because they think the worst.
always.
Yep.
That's what you do. You think the worst.
Think the worst.
But so we had the story with Wendell. Grumpy old man hates everybody. Everybody hates him. And then just I don't know, like poor Wendell. Like as mean as he was, he did not deserve to get crushed under a car.
No.
No, but I mean, it was kind of an accident at the same time. The guy had too many drinks, and he had thought he really did kill his dog, and
He had a moment lapse in judgment and anger.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
in the long run, I mean, he was a pretty miserable old man, and he was suffering. He had fibromyalgia. Myalgia? Yes, that one.
Mhm.
And who knows what other ailments he had. So he was suffering. I mean, yes, he didn't deserve to die, but he did. And it was kind of good.
I just want to know what was he
Act
doing
of
with the
mercy.
dog? Why did he have the dog locked in his basement?
I don't know. Maybe to stir up the dog's owner, just so that he wouldn't let the dog out, or he would prevent it from ever happening, so it wouldn't poop on his lawn anymore, like to scare him. Be
Right.
like, your dog could have been dead, but I had it the whole time. I was taking care of it, but he could have been, or she could have been. Just keep her on a leash.
So maybe he's not as bad as he portrayed himself to be all the time. Maybe he did
No,
kill
he-
squirrels.
Well, squirrels. Come on.
Squirrels. Yeah, it's a little different. But
Hundreds of squirrels.
hundreds.
Hundreds of squirrels poisoned in his yard, stacked in a pile and burned. That's just
It's pretty gruesome.
that is. I have a terrible image of a burning pile of squirrels now in my head.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
can
like
actually...
it. I could smell them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tastes
Not
like
nice.
chicken.
I had thought that like when we saw that vision that so he poisoned and killed the dog.
Right.
But yeah, the whole time I'm contemplating, I'm like, okay, so if he killed them, why did he go downstairs? Kept the reasons. Why did the killer go into the house? Why? And then obviously we find out at the end that it was because the dog was actually alive.
Yeah. In the meantime, Liv goes to see our favorite character, David Anders, aka Blaine.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think of Blaine? What is he? What's he doing in the funeral parlor?
I love his new spiel. It's so
Oh yeah,
awesome.
I know.
So great. And I mean, the whole thing with the utopium as well, that I didn't expect that. I thought
Yeah,
he
I
was still
was.
trying, he was still like, smuggling live bodies in and dissecting them in the morgue below the funeral home. I thought he was still into that kind of stuff, but drugs,
He
man.
he went legit.
Drugs.
He did. He went legit. He does not seem to have any ties to zombies or anything anymore. Yes, he's turned into a drug dealer now.
Okay.
Oh no, he's still doing the. He said he was still
He's,
selling the brains, but he's
yeah.
selling the brains of dead people now
Hmm.
instead of killing people to make,
Oh
you know,
yeah,
brain
yeah.
stuff.
Okay, you're right. I remember.
That's what
Yeah.
he said. But we didn't have any idea that he had also thrown utopium into the mix.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So Liv kind of threatens him with, do you want to be a zombie again?
The prospect of the cure kind of wearing off.
Yeah. So I
That
don't
actually
know.
scared him. Like I
It
was
did scare him.
surprised at that.
Why? Why did that scare him?
He must like being human. Like I know that we talked about this before. That we thought that
That is a
he
terrible TV show.
loves
Why
being
would he
zombie.
like that show?
The thing is, like,
Oh my god.
he went. I mean, you could only have spicy brains. I mean, that was the only thing that gave you, a feeling of just like, oh, I'm not hungry anymore. And then you saw him just like, taunting the chocolate in front of Liv, and he's just like, ha ha, like making love to the chocolate in his mouth.
I
So
love how she joked about that.
yeah, and it was, I mean, I think it's that part where he actually feels alive and he can, taste things again, and it's that whole aspect that he doesn't want to lose again.
Feelings.
Yeah. I mean, he did say the spicy food and all that. He can actually taste food again, and that's probably the thing I would miss the most.
Oh God, I'd miss that so
Oh
much.
my god. Yeah. No.
Even though I like spicy food and love the way spicy tastes, and
Hmm.
that I'd still miss just like the taste of like garlic mashed potatoes. You know,
Fudge ripple ice cream.
I'm hungry now.
snickerdoodle cookies. Yeah.
Pierogies.
I want to go get some snickerdoodles. Um, this podcast is making me hungry.
Now like Oreos and milk, and I'm like,
Oh God, milk and cookies.
Or what
Like,
about
what's
what about some like Monster Energy?
No thanks. No. That is
I,
like,
uh,
no.
No,
I have my card.
no. But speaking of energy drinks, Max Rager.
Water, anyone?
No, Max Rager doesn't sell water.
Oh. Well, they're
Oh,
gonna sell Super Rager first, or eventually, possibly, right?
Super Rager, yeah. After they kill off all the zombies.
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't think they were gonna take that stand.
I
The whole
don't.
zombies,
I
but
don't know if that is. Is that no? Yeah. Well, okay. So Major basically is turning into their gun for hire,
Mm-hmm.
right? And wiping out the zombies because he kind of got roped into doing it. He doesn't want to, but
He got
they
blackmailed.
threatened Liv.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that they called her Liv More, and that pun will never get old.
It won't, and it hurts me every time I fucking hear it.
Like, that guy seems like the type of guy that would have said, your friend Olivia Moore, just
Yeah.
kind of like drive it home more, but more, huh? But no, they said Liv More, just throw the pun, and they don't really throw her name around full like that very often.
No,
but
they
I
don't.
think as it was the first episode again, first episode of the season, they really felt the need to.
Mm-hmm.
Which is great. But yeah, so Max Rager is doing, this other thing. But so they're hunting down and killing the zombies, but their new Supermax formula said that he specifically said to their investors that they were going to be too rich to care about the side effects.
Mhm.
So I'm curious if they have different side effects. because we know that this is according to the comics, is another, there's more supernatural creatures in this world. So what if the next one doesn't trigger zombies, but triggers
whatever your
Werewolf.
genetic marker is kind of pointing to. So you
Yeah.
might be a werewolf, or you might end up being a vampire, or you might die and end up being a ghost or
it
an
might just
entity
be
of
vampires.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, because vampires are the old new hotness.
The old new hotness.
Yeah. So that seems like the next logical step to jump to from zombies.
It would make sense because now I really sit back and think about this because they attempted the werewolf thing. They attempted to bring the werewolves in just like vampires. Ginger Snaps. Trying to think of some of the other ones off the top of my head.
That was actually a really good movie. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm just naming off werewolves. But they attempted to bring in werewolves before vampires, like bring them back, and it never stuck. Like it just didn't really stick. And then they bring vampires in, and they're like, oh.
That's because it's like people are closet furries. they're scared of the prospect of people finding out that they find hairy things sexy,
Attractive.
Like, I mean, come on, I'm gonna bring up a good werewolf from a not so great ending series, True Blood. Alcide. Come on.
We'll see.
Oh my. I'm melting.
Yeah, he's all kinds of yum.
But yeah, I mean, they have to up the sex factor, and people are actually still afraid of that. Which
I keep forgetting about Teen Wolf. Teen Wolf is actually doing decently well as a show.
Well, I mean,
so
it's a high school drama. Come on.
Yeah. This is true.
Dom is a werewolf. That, or he just put a whole bottle of hair grow on his freaking head.
You were talking about furries attracted to lots of hair, so.
Apparently he's trying to track all the fairies now.
Okay.
Yeah, apparently. Now,
Good luck with that one.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna have something different because if they're going off to kill zombies and the new formula is only gonna make zombies again, that doesn't seem right. So
yeah, because it wouldn't make sense. Because I think right now what he's doing is trying to cover up the mess.
Right.
If there's no one there to, if there's no zombies, no one can come out. Even though obviously the zombies haven't come out already, and we already know what he said there was 300 or something like that.
238 or something like that. A really arbitrary number.
Yeah, but Blaine's pretty much got them all under his thumb.
Well, yeah, because he made it half the.
Right.
Yeah. What a jerk.
So I mean, I wonder how much. So I'm wanting to know how much that Max Rager or whatever, I don't know what the dude's name is. How much he knows. I'm like, do you think all of this has come from Max Rager, or do you realize that your zombies are making more zombies?
I think the zombies are making more zombies, but we definitely know that Max Rager has something to do with it, but I want to know, what was going on with the Utopium on the boat? We're really starting to explore that now, because we see Blaine go over there. So they're thinking it's the Utopium. What if it wasn't? What if they were just serving Max Rager at the party and people didn't make the connection?
Well, no, because Ravi, he actually used the tainted Utopium and made the cure.
Yeah, so
right,
we know
but
that
what if it's not the tainted Utopium? What if it's not actually tainted? What if the Utopium is just functioning as a cure? What if the drug is a cure?
That'd be interesting.
That would be,
My theory was that they kind of used the same formula to cut that dose of Utopium with that,
That was what Max Rager made the formula out of?
Maybe, and just you take your drug and you want a super energetic high, why not cut it with some sort of energy formula like Max Rager?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But what was kind of interesting with the major storyline is the little twist that's going on with the cure. And the cure basically turns you into a zombie detector.
Yeah, I was like, it's zombie senses, Spidey senses.
I thought that was because I knew that they made a big deal when Liv walked in and Blaine had it happen, that it was going to be that there's a reason for that. That wasn't they put way too much emphasis on the fact that his hair in the back of his neck stood up. I'm like, okay, so what are they going with this? So yeah, to find out that I'm like, oh, okay, so it's a zombie detecting, and it isn't just Major; it's
No.
Blaine as well. So it is the side effect of the.
It's also Final Hope, or New Hope, however you want to call her. But, she has that sense as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, can we point out the big oh my god there at the end? Someone else picked up on who the roommate is.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah, I was going to get to that. Yeah.
I was like, shit.
Liv's roommate is the secretary?
She's
think.
like the saboteur of Max Rager. She brought Max Rager's infidelities and their mistakes out into the public. She's the one who took the formula and gave it to the press at the end of last season.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm still trying to decide if she's playing she's playing both sides kind of, or she's out for her own self, or is he telling her to do that? Like, are we pushing that for reasons?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
The way I see it is like last season I saw her as a coffee maiden and she was just answering phones and typing things into a computer. This time she's actually going in there and giving him advice and talking to him secretly about certain things. So I think she is working to get herself up into the better making money kind of levels of that company.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sleeping with the boss kind of thing.
And I'm sure that being Liv's roommate was not an accidental thing.
No.
Oh,
they
way.
planned that shit. They planned it. They have to keep an eye on her. They have to know. They have to try and know what she's up to and what she knows about all the other zombies and how she's actually surviving.
Yeah, and it's good to see that Ravi and Major are still roommates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of cute together.
They are. It's a nice little bromance. I had to laugh when he started to go, well, that's bros before, and then he stopped. And I went,
ex-fiancés.
Yep. I hate that sentence with a passion.
Bros before hex fiancés.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's good. It's good. I'm looking forward to the rest of this season. But
entertaining.
yeah, I'm concerned.
You're
with
concerned.
18
Yeah.
episodes.
Oh yeah, with 18 episodes.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh gosh, see, it could be like what they did with Gotham. We were only supposed to get 15 episodes, and they pushed it up to 20.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still uncertain if they needed all that extra in there. They could have gotten away with 15 episodes easy. So I'm thinking iZombie's going down the same road.
But here's the difference that I could think of right now. iZombie is getting this now, and I think from what I was reading, that was actually before the whole series even aired. It was ordered the extra episodes, where Gotham was given the extra episodes in the middle of the show.
Right.
So iZombie had a little more time to plan around it, so I'm not as concerned as I was for Gotham. So, anything else for this episode?
That was a really cute Cocker Spaniel.
It was.
The puppy was cute.
I mean, I wouldn't personally have a Cocker Spaniel. I'm not a fan of the breed, but it was still cute.
Not a fan of the small dogs.
No.
Though I felt bad for the dog, because he the guy he burst into tears like, oh god, I did that.
Oh, I was really hoping Liv would be like, oh, I guess you can come live with me. And then the dog would end up being the were-dog.
The were-terrier.
The were-terrier. Yeah.
It's not a terrier, it's a spaniel.
Well, it's
were-spaniel now, but it would have been a were-terrier, yeah.
Yeah, the comics it was were-terriers.
Yeah.
That would be super interesting. That would have been a cool way to go. Now I'm sad that didn't happen.
I'm sorry.
But I felt bad. I felt bad for him. It was a lapse in judgment. It was an angry fit.
I actually did have a tear. I was like, oh, he's like, I'm going to have to leave you. And I'm like, oh god, no, don't do it.
I know. But it's that one moment that, you messed up your life after one small mistake. Well, it wasn't a small mistake, but I mean, 1 minute of your life just changed the rest of your life. Kind of thing.
Well,
might do it.
See, kids, drinking is bad.
Drinking is bad.
Next week, the episode is called Whoa, B, careful. Drinking is bad, B.
Oh, I'm gonna spit that out.
I made a mess.
Next week, the episode is called Zombie Bro. Liv and Detective Babinaw investigate a murder of a hard-partying frat boy whose death shocks everyone. After consuming his brains, Liv attends a fraternity party in an attempt to search for clues, but ends up ruling the beer pong table instead. Still desperate to find the cure, Ravi takes matters into his own hands and brings Major along for the ride. Meanwhile, Blaine meets with Angus, a mysterious person from his past.
Okay.
Is this the boss?
I love their synopsis.
Angus
for this
is
show.
probably the guy that cut the Utopium.
Yeah.
That's my...
So do we find out what was cut with the Utopian?
Hopefully.
Max Rager.
Yeah.
Yeah, the formula of Max Rager. Not the liquid, but the actual, like, powder.
Yeah, like the powder, yeah, like the...
Or
whatever
the syrup
turns
or
it-
something.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that's kind of gross.
Ugh.
But I mean, Utopium is it's a liquid, so
Mhm.
it would be easy to put a liquid with a liquid.
That's true.
Yep. Anyway, that is our show. Thank you guys for watching. Nikki, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
Excellent. Kim, where can the people find you?
Also on Twitter at HUFFITY,
I love how it sounds like a song. It's so great.
It's a song. You can find me at my song, Phenomenon,
Do 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 do.
on Twitter. You can also find us on Facebook, Gmail, G+, I'm Super Blurry, Twitter, and right here on YouTube at /ASOTVpodcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week, keep eating those brains.
I want to make a MySpace. Just say I have one.
You want to make a MySpace? You gotta. If you're gonna make a MySpace, you gotta put it in its top 8.
and it's tough.
Yeah, right. Is that how that works?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Wait.
Wait, you have a MySpace? You don't know how it works?
Correct.
So it's just a joke.
Basically.
Liar.
That's why I coughed during it. That's the whole joke.